idea for this project originated when I was making an immersive film. We wanted to bring ballet to an audience, a neurodivergent audience, who couldn't ordinarily go to live theatre. And we were in the rehearsal studio, and there were 4 ballerinas and the Cygnets. This performance, this beautiful, beautiful synchronized performance, which looked on the face of it effortless. To me, watching it, it looked effortless. And yet, when they stopped, and I kept rolling, determined to get the whole picture, when they stopped, there was a huge degree of breathlessness. There was a lot of smiles, perspiration, and I knew this anyway, but it was just interesting to be so close to dancers. And that's when I thought, hang on a minute, this is something I could probably do, not with moving image, but with stills. And it's that story that I wanted to tell with this project, in that space, in that silence after the applause. As with any project, preparation is key. It was 1 camera, for the most part 1 lens, although I did introduce a 2nd lens, and a single light. But more importantly than that, putting aside the technical, it's the connection that I needed to form with the dancers. And to achieve that, I invited Tom Rogers, who is both a friend and, you might say, my client, but I prefer to call my work with Birmingham Royal Ballet a collaboration.
I'm Tom Rogers, and I'm the creative content producer here at Birmingham Royal Ballet. So the Silence After the Applause project is a photographic exhibition that's going to be premiered at the Osaka Expo in Japan. The opportunity for the expo came about through our late CEO, Caroline Miller, who sadly passed away at the end of last year. We're due to be on tour in Japan in the summer of 25. So we sort of said, look, the company is in Japan. We are there, we can offer something at the expo. And during our tour of Japan, the focus of the expo is on health and well-being. So immediately the medical research that we'd done had sprung to mind, and Clive had this idea for the Silence After Applause. So actually, in my head, it was about blending the two and saying, well, your idea lends itself really well to showcasing the mental and physical well-being of our dancers and exploring that. So it's really been a sort of a blending of ideas and just a good timing that have made this happen.
I discussed the idea of Tom becoming my lighting assistant. Once we'd worked out the technical side of that, this is the key to this whole project for me, is that the dancers knew Tom. So when they ran off stage, Tom could wave the dancers in, they clocked him, saw him, I'm kind of in the dark almost, and they came into the light, and then I could get their portrait literally within seconds of them coming off stage.
So full disclosure, print isn't something that I have ever dealt with much. And actually seeing print and seeing these amazing works of art, they are works of art. And for a ballet company, we've never really explored print as a way of telling our story before. We are a visual art form, so it's video, it's live performance. But actually print gives us an opportunity to tell a much more holistic story of who we are as an organisation and what we are about as people. And I think before this project is not something I'd ever really considered.
For me, when I'm shooting for print, which is mostly when I'm shooting stills, it changes the way that I work really, because when I'm looking through the viewfinder, I'm thinking, how's this going to look as a print? For the colour managed workflow, obviously the files are ingested into the computer and then they're brought up onto my ASO. And once that file's ready, I can actually run a soft proof on the ASO monitor. and that's really important. That file then goes into Canon Professional Print and Layout, and at that point I can add the Hahnemuller profiles, in this case the gloss baryta, bamboo, and I can then tick a box that says soft proof. At that point, if I'm happy with that, I'll then make test prints either on the Pro 2600 or the Pro 1100. What's been incredibly special about this project is that I've been allowed into this world of ballet, into the world of Birmingham Royal Ballet, accepted, embraced even. And there's this huge sense of belonging. And I cannot even find the words to say how moving that is for me. And so what do we do? How do I give back to the dancers? We decided to put on an exhibition of the work before it went to World Expo. So the Birmingham Royal Ballet took a studio. We then put the work on easels, and you have to remember that up until this point the dancers haven't seen their pictures either on screen or in print, and so they were brought in one by one to then see their work. And it's kind of, in a sense, a thank you to the dancers for the way that they've embraced this project and the way that they've supported it.
So coming into the space and taking photos straight after a performance, I think it was kind of liberating, because we work and train so hard to hide exactly what's been shown in the photo. And no one ever sees that side of things. We strive for perfection, we want to look effortless, but then to actually be asked to show that side, it was, yeah, I guess liberating and true and raw.
I feel like it's good for the audience to see images like this, so they can probably see a little bit more closer the state that we are probably when we are done with the show, which they don't get to see because I guess they are quite far from the audience to the stage, and with the makeup and everything probably doesn't look like this. So I guess it's a good example of like probably how hard and how tiring and exhausting it is.
Well, I think it's a really nice photo, and it encapsulates for me the, I don't know, I think we both have our guard down in this picture, you know, and we're both kind of just come off, and like the adrenaline's still up a little bit. And since then we've like shared a lot of these moments, but it definitely has been very special to have my brother around for these experiences, because our job is very like, you know, we all love it, so it comes from our heart, and then to share that is like a special thing, you know.
It's so casually set up and so spontaneous, this whole idea has helped as well to, and maybe that's also a personal thing that I quite like that about my job, being able to be yourself and authentic.
Looking at this, I completely understand what I was trying to, what kind of emotion I was trying to emit. I feel this all the time, so it's not every time that you get to stand in front of a camera and like show that. So I know exactly what this is and what I'm trying to show you guys here. I think this captures how I was feeling.
Oh my God. I didn't expect that. Our teeth look good. You wouldn't normally have captured that moment.
You can tell that that's like raw. We've not like intensely, obviously we've posed a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've not set it up so it's like pristine. It's just like raw, boom. That's how we felt.
So with print, like we have here, and something that, again, I hadn't considered is we have a beautiful moment in time across all of our productions, across the entire season. We've got last shows and people retiring. We've got people performing for the first time. We've got people at the point of exhaustion, real moment and a spectrum of emotion. And beyond this exhibition, there's already talk within the company about what can we do, where does this go, how do people see it? So we're already thinking that actually this needs to be seen by more people. This is a story that needs to be told further.
I believe that if you as a photographer are prepared to put in the effort and energy to learn how to make fine art archival prints, you will enjoy the craft of photography, from capture to ink on paper. And there's no finer way of showing your work than in print. Print is tactile, print is emotive, and it evokes feelings.